Welcome to Self-Talk Show podcast, the show that explores the journeys of remarkable individuals who are making a positive impact in the world. I'm your host Meetali Ohri, and today we have a truly inspiring guest joining us. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce Riya Sokol, a captivating artist, mindset mentor, international speaker and Tantric coach. Riya's unique approach to life has garnered her a reputation as a beacon of transformation, empowering individuals to create the lives they have always dreamed of. Through her mesmerizing artistic expressions, heartfelt coaching, and captivating speeches, Riya has touched the lives of countless people, igniting a spark of inspiration and guiding them towards profound personal growth and self-discovery. Riya's incredible talent has not only gained recognition on a global scale, but has also earned her prestigious awards, including the Polish Business Women Awards, where she was honored as a charismatic leader among conscious speakers. Today, we have the privilege of delving into Riya's journey, uncovering the pivotal moments that have shaped her path, and exploring the profound impact she has had on those who have crossed her path. Prepare to be inspired by her wisdom, authenticity, and unwavering commitment to empowering others. Without further ado, let's welcome Riya Sokol to Self-Talk Show as she shares her remarkable insights, stories of personal transformation, and her inspiring vision for a brighter future. Riya, thank you for joining us. It's an honor to have you here. Your journey as an artist, mindset mentor, international speaker, and tantric coach is truly inspiring. Can you kindly share what inspired you to pursue these diverse roles and how they have profoundly impacted your own growth and development?
Hi, so first of all, thank you so much for having me here and thank you for your question. So, if I was about to say what inspired me to share what I'm sharing with the world, I would say maybe in the most simple way, but it was love. It was love to life. It was love to being on a stage. It was love and passion to sharing and seeing the impact of my sharing on other people and their lives. And it came out pretty natural because I was an artist since I was a kid. And on my way, I had to do a lot of work as an artist, as a singer in show business. I had to do so much work around self-worth, around finding out who I am, finding out what is the reason that I'm creating certain things in my life. And from here, I got so fascinated by that I just decided to explore it even deeper. And my story and my exploration has been such an inspiration for other people that I just began sharing it and speaking about it on stages. And I am so glad that people are listening and this can already transform them. The story that I went through, all the difficulties, all the challenges that I had to go through, it can be such a powerful tool for my audience to upgrade their lives and to make a change instantly.
That is so beautiful, Riya. Your influence extends both online and in live settings through lectures, performances, and interviews. How do you leverage these platforms to inspire and make a positive impact? Could you share some memorable moments or experiences from your interactions with the audiences?
So for me, my visibility, whether it's on internet or on the stage, I feel it's complementary. It mixes in such a powerful way and in a perfect way, because online I can share with so many people who are not able to come on the live performances, and I can share for free, and I can go through so many important subjects, whether it's my reels on TikTok or Instagram, whether it's my live meetings with my audience. They take so much from that. Just being and listening, whether it's from their houses or from their car, they can catch me wherever they are, and that's so incredible. And then when I'm in their country or somewhere around and they see me coming live, then if they are available to meet me and come on a live event, then they can also choose to do that. It's almost like you can do one or the other or both, and you will experience something extraordinary. People say that when I get on the stage, something literally happens to me and I become like my alter ego or something, because there is some kind of code for me on the stage where I become a version of myself that is like so wild and so passionate and so much in fire in my heart that I guess it gives people different experience. But also for me it's a different experience. It's different to speak to the camera, or even just like now we're talking to the microphone on the podcast. It is different than when I see thousands of people jumping in the audience and I see the sparkle in their eyes and I can see them dressed in a beautiful way, and it contributes. It's a co-creation. These performances are something else. So my most memorable moments, for sure, every single time, it's when we are singing together. So I normally come on the stage to speak to people, but I also entwine it with my performances like dance or like singing. And very often I choose songs that people know, whether it's my song or someone else. And when I hear thousands of people singing Imagine by John Lennon or We Are the World that Michael Jackson created, or one of my songs that's called Awaken is Love, it's indescribable. It's something I could be talking about, but it's indescribable. Something happens to people. Something happens in the room when this thing happens. And for me, mixing, speaking, and singing gives me so much more opportunity to get deeper into people's hearts and souls. This is why I love it so much.
Wow, I'm genuinely touched. To be completely honest, I can sense that same incredible energy and power as we are having this conversation. It's truly something special. Thank You Coronavirus is not just a viral video, but a powerful message that resonated with people worldwide. I would be honored if you could provide insights into the creative process behind its creation and share any heartwarming reactions you received from viewers.
I was in Costa Rica. We were stuck with my patchwork family because we were traveling together with my ex-husband, with our children, with our partners. And I remember when it became official, like it was a few days after it became official that it's pandemic and that it's huge unknown. No one knows what it is, why it is, what's going to happen next, how serious it is, when it's going to end. No one knew. And I remember realizing that I'm in Costa Rica in the middle of jungle where it was nothing compared to what was happening in the United States or Europe. But I could feel the anxiety. I could feel the fear in the air. I could feel the huge unknown that is ahead of us. And I knew that things will never be the same. And I couldn't understand why it's happening. It was like a blind street, that we don't know. We don't know why people are dying. We don't know why there is so much tragedies that are happening. And it was 5 a.m. in the morning, and I was looking at the sunrise And I was thinking, wow, the sun is still rising. How do we move on from here? Certain things will never be able to be explained, why people are dying or bankrupting, but how do we move from here? And this is when the creation came almost on the other side of this fear that I was experiencing. And I wrote all these words: thank you for shaking us and showing us what is something much more than we thought there is, and making us realize that we are dependent on something much bigger than we think. Thank you for shaking us and showing us we are dependent on something much bigger than we think, because it really took us to the corner as a humanity, as a human beings, species. It's like we knew nothing and we had to face it, that there is something bigger than us. And I remember I went to sleep, I let the video out, and the next day, like, things were never the same after that, because the whole world was sharing it, and I was getting hundreds of thousands messages a day. It was in millions of words of gratitude and love, and it was incredible to experience so much love. I have never in my life experienced so much love and gratitude from people. It was almost unbearable. It was so overwhelming. And I was experiencing tremendous fulfillment. Like, my voice gave people hope. People were thanking me for showing them the light in so much darkness that they were. And at the same time, whilst receiving so much love, I was still seeing so much despair and tragedies. So I learned how to hold things simultaneously, how to hold the pain and my voice being heard, how to hold the love that I'm receiving and the tragedies all over the world. And I also was realizing that, like, nothing will be the same after this experience, and that something changed in me. I knew I was ready to share my voice very, very seriously and much wider than I was until that time. So this was huge for me. And I know how huge it was for people, and I know that people recognize me because of this poem until today, 3 years later. So I have a huge respect to that moment.
Riya, first and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude for Thank You Coronavirus. Secondly, many congratulations to you for the tremendous and affectionate response. You have become our sun and star during such a challenging time. So once again, thank you. You have received numerous awards, such as Polish Business Women Awards, recognizing you as charismatic leader and conscious speaker. How have these accolades shaped your career, and what does it mean to you to be recognized in this way?
Since I was a child, I knew that I'm going to be doing huge things. And I feel that the fact that I was put on the huge stage at the age of 7 was already like a destiny for me. I knew that I have impact on people. I knew that I have like this inner natural ability to speak to people and to inspire them and to change their lives. And since I was a kid, I knew it because I saw the sparkle in their eyes when I was dancing and singing as a kid. So knowing that for so long is very motivating, also heavy to carry because there was a moment when I stepped out of my career and the stage because I got very ill and I couldn't handle emotions that was coming with it and my own body it was just too much. But stage is like my home. Speaking to people is like the most natural thing that I could be doing over and over again 24/7. Being on the microphone or on the camera or seeing the audience, it's just, I feel it's something I live for. This is the meaning of me being here. This is the depth. This is the biggest passion. This is something that is just obvious for me. So getting awards for my work, being appreciated, being recognized is very important for me, and it supports me, it motivates me, it touches me. So I could only say yes and more, please.
Right. Your approach to life is often described as awesome, unique, and life-changing. Can you give us a glimpse into the principles or philosophies that guide your approach? How have these principles transformed the lives of those who have embraced them?
So I would say that my main and fundamental sentence that I come from is that life is sacred. And we live in this sacredness, whether we recognize it or not. Finding out that we can see life as a miracle was a game changer for me. And from here, I can lead people through all the subjects, through love, through family, through intimacy, through work, through business, through career, through money, through children and maternity, and through relations, through everything. Because at the very bottom of my illness, where I experienced the most horrible feelings, emotionally and physically, this was the place where I actually found freedom. This was the place where I actually found abundance. This is the place where I actually realized that life is sacred. So this understanding is in my cells, and transmitting it to people is such an honor and privilege for me, because it is me. Like, this knowing is me already. It's in me, it's me. And people get inspired, people change their lives, mostly because I share my stories. It's not like I'm teaching something that I read on the book. I don't read books. I study my life. I study my psychology. I study my subconscious mind. I study my mind in general. I study all the events that happened and all my actions and all my emotions. I study it. I did study it, and I will study it because this is my main book. And I teach people from this most important book that is called my life. And I share my story. I don't share all my stories, but I share a lot of my stories. And from that, people are getting ready to be transformed, are getting ready to upgrade their lives, are getting ready to go deeper and more courageous into their lives, into their choices and decisions. Seeing marriages that are getting back together, or divorces that were meant to be like a war, but they end up being friends. Seeing people who didn't have money, didn't have a job, and starting to earn money. I cannot even express in words what it means for me. I cannot express what it means for me to, just like recently there was a woman who got pregnant whilst working with me. And it's not like I made it. I didn't make it, she made it. She allowed herself. She worked on her self-worth. She worked on her convictions. And I realized that people don't come to me for help. They come to me to have a reminder of their own power, of their own will, of their own strength, of their own incredible energy that is within them. It's the most beautiful job that I could imagine, and examples like that are endless. I even, like, we celebrate every success that we have. We have them like hundreds a day. So I have a beautiful team that is answering all the messages that we get from people, how their lives changed. And I couldn't imagine more beautiful work that I'm having just now.
That's amazing. Hats off to you and your team. Divorce or conflict can be incredibly tough for people to navigate. I'm curious to know how your coaching has helped individuals going through these challenging situations. Are there any specific strategies or perspectives you offer to help them find resolution and move forward?
So I went through many divorces in my life since I was a kid, because for some reason I was surrounded by conflicts and divorces, and the main one was my parents' divorce, which was so difficult for me. And what was even more difficult was that people were in conflict after they were getting divorced, whether it was my aunt and uncle, my parents, or my friends' parents. They were always in fights. And I remember promising to myself that I will never get divorced and I will never create that kind of situation for my children. So when, after 10 years of my marriage, I realized I will not be able to keep that promise, I was broken. And this is when I decided and motivated myself that I'm going to do everything that it takes to make this family not broken but extended. And that even if we divorce and even if we break up, I promise to create the environment for my children in the way that it will never be a bad memory for them. And it was a lot to promise. First of all, because I didn't have any example or any evidence that it's possible. I didn't have anyone to guide me through that. I had to guide myself and my ex-husband. And that was really powerful. It took a lot. It took a lot of courage. It took a lot of determination and dedication. And it took a lot of time, obviously, and energy. But it was so worth it, because we are extended family. Just today I was on lunch with the wife of my ex-husband and with their twin daughter, because they have twins. And we're talking about it, like how incredible it is that we made it through the storm, through the hard moments. We made it. And I don't know what the tools are, because I could say that it was love and desperation that was my main tool to use in these really critical moments. And from there I was getting inspiration. So I talk about it a lot. I do lectures around it, and the most important thing is to let people know that it's possible. And of course you don't have to be friends. It's like we did it because I was really desperate to do it, but you don't have to be friends. But for sure it is so worth to get to the point where we let go of the past and we're just neutral towards each other, because this will impact our children, this will impact our whole families, this will impact how they will see what family is. And then I always say to people, like, the other parent is still like 50% of the parent. It's 50% of your child. If you don't respect the other person, you don't respect half of your child. And obviously I'm not talking about situations where there is like some kind of dramatic abuse or other tragedies. However, most of the times it's emotions that are taking us away. It's emotions that don't allow us to make peace and to move on and let go of each other, let go of hurt. So I am such a huge promoter of family first rule, and you don't have to, like, don't force yourself to stay together, but really do everything that you can to make this work in terms of relationship that you have for the rest of your life, whether you want it or not, because you're co-parenting. So I really encourage people to believe in that and to do that. I'm in general very anti-conflict. I realize that there are certain situations that break our hearts into pieces, and that they sometimes that it's just impossible to do anything about it. However, my life showed me so many impossible things becoming possible, and I'm standing for peace. I'm standing for resolving all the conflicts and forgiveness. And when I say resolving conflicts or forgiveness, I don't mean that we have to agree with someone who hurt us, that we have to understand, that we have to, whatever we imagine that we have to do when we forgive. We need to learn how to let go of the past, because it is like a poison for me and it creates more war on this planet. One of the things that really breaks my heart is the royal family conflict, where I've been fascinated by this family. I've been inspired by this family since I was a child, and it breaks my heart to see what's happening there. And I truly believe that it's just a period, just a stage, and then they will get over it, and that they will find a way back to love and back to the roots of who they are. But mostly, they are most famous and most recognizable family on the planet. They are a role model for us and for the whole human beings, for all the human beings. And how are we supposed to talk about war being ended when the most important family on this planet is in conflict and in war? So I truly believe that this conflict will be ended soon, that they will find a way to forgiveness and to getting back together and into reminding themselves what is actually important. Because at the end of our lives, we never remember who was right or wrong. We remember the love, we remember the beautiful memories, and we want to create as beautiful memories as possible so that we can be proud and really in awe at the end of our days.
So true, Riya. I completely agree with every word you have said. How do you integrate Tantric principles into your coaching and mentoring practice? What role does Tantra play in helping individuals transform their lives and relationships?
Tantra is incredible for relationships. Tantra saved so many marriages that were already divorcing. Tantra saved so many relations in general, because for me personally, Tantra was the huge reminder of sacredness of life. Tantra teaches the sacredness of breath through the breathing techniques. Tantra teaches the sacredness of relating. Tantra teaches the sacredness of sexuality. In general, Tantra shows that every single thing is sacred and every single thing is to be treated as so. When we start bringing and integrate it in our lives, it just changes everything. So of course, when people start seeing each other as a gift as opposed to as a disaster or an enemy, it can lead to going back together or divorcing, but in the sacred way. So I really appreciate Tantra, whether I used and recommend the techniques of Tantra, or if I use just the knowledge that I have from Tantra, from my own experience, because I was practicing for 10 years. I'm still practicing, and it's such a big part of my growth. But whatever I am talking about, it certainly comes from my experiences and my practice that I did in Tantra.
Reflecting on your journey as an artist, could you share the projects that evoke the greatest sense of pride for you?
As you look at my career in terms of singing, you can see the process that I went through. My first album was written when I was in a very specific moment. I was a little bit rebellious, and then I got into depression. So my first album is about depression, basically, and about me struggling with myself, with the parts of myself that I couldn't understand, that I couldn't handle. Then the next album is about maternity. It's the whole album that even landed in the Buckingham Palace at the royal family, because it's such a beautiful expression and storytelling about what it means to be a mother, what it taught me and what it took me through. So this shows again another piece of my journey. Then the third album is album with mantras. So I wrote music for different mantras taken from different traditions, because I learned that mantras are like coding, and they code our subconscious, and we can really calm our nervous system, which was so needed for me. It was such a powerful tool for me when I was getting out of depression, to calm my nervous system, to start speaking to myself nicely. So for example, mantra that is called Ho'oponopono, which is I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. These are the most beautiful words. And starting to sing and to repeat these kind of words, as opposed to without you I'm nothing, or any other words that we hear in songs, was also a huge part of my journey. I started speaking to myself in a different way. And then I wrote a song that is called Awaken is Love, and this one is about literally like waking up from all the despair and all the darkness, and realizing how much love is around me and that life is sacred. So I am proud of all of these pieces, and I'm sure there is so much more coming ahead. I'm looking forward to it.
Your creations are truly empowering and carry such strong impact. Looking ahead, what are your future plans and aspirations? How do you see yourself expanding your impact as an artist, mindset mentor, speaker, and tantric coach in the coming years? Are there any specific goals or projects that you are really excited about?
I am very excited about what is happening, because just now I'm promoting myself internationally. I got really successful here in Poland, and I love this country, and I can see that there is so much for me to do here, and I will never leave this country, but I want to go international, and I started being visible and wanting to be visible on huge stages amongst huge names like Jay Shetty or Tony Robbins or other incredible speakers and people who are promoting self-development and self-exploration and conscious living. I see myself being on stages and doing shows like I do now, but I can see myself doing it for thousands and dozens thousands of people. This is my dream. This is where I'm giving my best and the most profound transformation. This is where I just have so much to share that even from thinking about it, I'm exploding already. As I said, on the stage, I feel I have so much more to give than I think I have in a daily life. Whilst in a daily life, I already am so energized, and I share on so many accounts with so many content, because it's a lot. I feel like I have so much to give. I have so much to share, and I'm so excited to be doing it. So my plans are to go really, really famous and to be world known and to impact as many people as possible, and to leave the legacy, to leave the mark that I was here. Thank you so much for hosting me.
That is incredible, Riya. And that brings us to the end of this inspiring episode of Self-Talk Show. I'm deeply grateful to Riya Sokol for sharing her incredible journey, insights, and empowering wisdom with us today. Riya's unwavering passion for personal growth, her unique artistic expressions, and her transformative coaching have touched the lives of countless individuals, guiding them towards a path of self-discovery and empowerment. As we reflect on the stories of those who have been positively impacted by Riya's work, we are reminded of the incredible power we all possess to overcome challenges, embrace change, and create lives filled with purpose and joy. I hope this conversation has ignited a spark within you, inspiring you to embark on your own journey of personal transformation. Remember, the impossible is merely an illusion, and by embracing new rules and believing in the limitless possibilities, you can create a life beyond your wildest dreams. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Riya Sokol for her time, her wisdom, and her unwavering commitment to empowering others. Please be sure to connect with Riya on all her social media handles to learn more about her work and stay updated on her future endeavors. As we wrap up, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the insights and inspiration you have gained from this episode. How can you apply these lessons to your own life? What steps can you take today to move closer to your dreams and create a positive impact in your community? Remember, change begins with us, and by embracing our own potential and taking action, we can create a ripple effect of transformation in the world around us. If you enjoyed this episode and found value in the conversation, I invite you to share it with someone you believe would benefit from these inspirational stories. Together, we can spread positivity, empower others, and create a community of growth and possibility. Stay connected with me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter to receive updates on upcoming episodes, engage in discussions, and join a supportive community of like-minded individuals on their journey of personal development. Thank you for joining us today on Self-Talk Show. Remember to embrace your power, follow your dreams with unwavering determination, and make a positive impact in the world. This is Meetali Ohri signing off with gratitude and excitement for the journeys ahead.